Hello, welcome. Emily here, your performance coach. Today, I'd love to address a subject that I think many of you have probably come across before, but I'd like to dive a little bit deeper, and that is the subject of the truth will set you free. And I think this points to a degree in which we are vulnerable and authentic and true and honest to ourselves and who we really are. So, a lot of us in our lives are we we tend to live unauthentically and not in alignment with who we are. And the way that this shows up is through resistances and so-called perceived negative states like unhappiness or sadness or things of that nature. It can show up in a variety of different ways. It can show up even as physical symptoms or like a negative thought loop pattern or a story that continually plays itself in the background. So, so today I'd love to just look at, just take a new perspective, a fresh perspective on what this really means. So, who are we and our truest selves, right? Who are we and how are we living in alignment with this space of who we are? And a lot of us look at this from a lens of an egoic perspective and it's based on belief. Well, I invite you to go beyond that and look at it from the perspective, a larger perspective, and that is from our true nature, our beingness. And it's a lot easier to live from that space versus continually having to maintain these conditions that the ego or the mind want to make right and necessary in our lives. So, the other part of this is those resistances, those perceived negative emotions. They are these conditionings or whatever negative stories that we have running in the background all the time. We can use those as powerful tools. We can use those as an opportunity to to look at, to be with, to inquire with, and step into a new level of freedom. So, this is a huge piece in having real breakthroughs that last, and we can look at those conditionings and whatever comes up for us as a doorway. And it takes a degree of bravery and courage to truly drop into this level of authenticity with yourself, because oftentimes we've been running these programs a very long time, and but the trick is and the good news, by the way, is that it's often the fear about them that's the greatest obstacle. Once you face that, it's much easier and much more worth it. Trust me, on the other side. So this is a beautiful, beautiful practice, and it's something that it will show up in. You can, there's a variety of ways to implement this. You can do it in your relationships by having a deep, present, honest conversation with someone that you love and you trust, and you know that it's a safe space to do so. That's a beautiful way to improve the flow of your relationship and the degree of connection that you have with each other. You can do it with yourself at any time. And you can also apply it to anything really that comes up, like a physical symptom or an emotional state that you experience during the day. And just show up for yourself, commit to yourself, and know that there is a whole new level of freedom, of happiness, of peace, and brightness and lightness once you show up. and commit to doing this more often. So it's a continuous practice, and it's something that I can guide you through, or you can do on your own. So I invite you to explore this and to do some inquiry around it. And remember not to take it too seriously. That only adds to the suffering, which is not required at all in life. So anyway, I invite you to explore this, and feel free to reach out to me through my website, emilymasry.com, and don't forget to subscribe down below to my YouTube channel, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you for joining me.